This episode is sponsored by HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get fresh, pre-portioned ingredients consistently delivered directly to you. I've personally experienced less stress cooking at home because their recipes are simple to follow, easy to clean up, and really delicious. They have a variety of recipe options to choose from, and the app makes meal customizations and yummy add-ons really easy. The step-by-step recipes are super easy to follow, and the pre-portioned ingredients cut out the prep time, so I have more time to watch movies and work on Sins videos for you to enjoy. Even better, HelloFresh has delicious weekly meal options so that you're not constantly asked what's for dinner. Another thing I love about HelloFresh is that they are the first carbon-neutral meal kit company, and nearly all of the packaging is recyclable.
Did you know that an old milk carton can be sawed in half and used as a planter?
Do what I did and go to HelloFresh.com and use the code CinemaSins16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 surprise gifts. The link is in the description. The Bible. Also, reading.
I'm sassy.
The power of boners is evidently strong enough to overrule the weirdness that Richard Rob Stark Madden would fall for a character named Cersei.
Got shot.
This is the funniest death since Sam Jackson in Deep Blue Sea. Also, I think it's fair to assume that the less imaginative X-Men have some sort of deviant detecting gadgets to help with their mission, so it feels like some bullshit that they all got here just in time to not be able to save this poor kid's father. Jesus, Icarus was in the fucking sky, so why did he just watch this poor bastard get eaten for the sake of his dramatic entrance? We got a speedster, we got a flying laser man, we got a badass Jolie with a trident, and a really powerful punch man? Imagination all tapped out after the glow-apparating trident? Finger guns. Discount Kamehameha. I know there's a lot of super beings to cram into this movie, but does everything have to feel so derivative of shit we've seen plenty of times before? I'm glad everyone could get into the hero pose for this shot, but I'm especially happy that Angelina Jolie could recreate her 2012 Oscars pose at the same time.
I know I'm late, Charlie.
If you were worried you were going to be late, why did you set your alarm to can't make it on time o'clock?
Amid the measureless grossness and the slag.
Allowing a man that knows nothing to teach classes. Also, enter Jon Snow, whose presence in this movie makes Cersei's love life a game of bones.
Who can tell me what an apex predator is?
It's a cheetah when you ask the Mandalorian for a second wish he didn't earn. This deviant emerges from the water and says, "What's up?" and inexplicably goes back down into the water again. I guess it just wanted an unseen audience to know that the deviants are back. Wow, I guess nobody wants to discuss the apparent global earthquake that just hit earlier today. Time to go to a bar and fucking party.
Wait, what the hell? Your hand.
You've had too much to drink.
You know how I can tell that this dude is sober enough not to fall for this? He's conscious. Since we're going to find out that Arashem is an evil fucking celestial who creates worlds only to destroy them, only to create more celestials in a pointless circle of life, I don't understand the reasoning behind creating your Eternals with very specific skills like this. Wouldn't you want all the Eternals to have deviant killing powers?
Keep Dave safe!
Yes, keep him safe while I lead the murder-toothed tentacle dog into the heart of London and its people. Like, why the are cars even driving down this road when they see a clearly visible monster walking around on it? Do London muggles still not see Fantastic Beasts and couldn't find them even if you handed them Fantastic Beasts and where to find them? Richard Madden looks so much like Henry Cavill and has powers so similar to Superman that by the time the credits roll in this movie, people are going to demand the Snyder Cut. An American Beauty in London. Also, this looks rad as hell, but why pedals? I mean, fortunately, this bus only had a driver, but what if it had passengers? I doubt the spectacle would have covered the pain of being catapulted into the sidewalk.
It's too bad I can't change sentient beings.
But why? Wouldn't that be a game-changing power to use against the deviants? And if her power was deliberately limited to prevent it from being used against humanity, how the do you explain Mind Master Druid?
Why didn't you guys help fight Thanos?
Yawn! No matter what answer she gives, it's bullshit. The real answer is Marvel didn't have plans for the Eternals when all the Thanos went down, so they didn't technically exist.
We were instructed not to interfere in any human conflicts.
But just the conflicts. Feel free to reveal your interstellar starship, go wild with a dramatic superhero lineup shot, or give away precious artifacts that apparently shaped human history. Just make sure you don't save any lives in the process.
Let's go to Ajax first.
Sorry, every time I hear this name, I think of Ajax, the household cleaner, or Ajax, the fighter from Mortal Kombat, or Pat Sajak.
But I have noticed something special about this planet.
Planet Earth and its people are inexplicably special and unique cliché.
This steam
engine It's a
It's
steam
too
engine.
soon.
Non-interference in the progress of a less advanced race seems like a no-brainer. So why is Fastos putting all this effort into designing technology he knows he won't be able to give to the humans? He's smart enough to know they aren't ready for it and that Ajax wouldn't allow it even if he believed they were. Also, in Fastos' defense, this is the most specific brand of non-interference I've ever seen. Don't give the humans technology, but blow their minds by living among them and entertaining them with a sky cinema. Don't let them be killed by deviants, but allow them to butcher each other by the millions.
My beautiful Makari, you're late.
How can a speedster ever be late?
You are very beautiful, Cersei.
Bloop. King and sand. Wait, were Icarus and Cersei dating for nearly 1,000 years before marriage? In the previous scene, they were in Babylon, 575 BC. Now it's 400 AD. I know time is different for Eternals, but holy shit, that's a long courtship. Also, I thought Cersei told her boyfriend that she and Icarus had been together for
5,000 years.
But if Icarus waited until 575 BC to make a move, we're talking only around 2,600 years. But we'd have to subtract a large number from that because Icarus left her centuries ago. Mesopotamia, Babylon, India, South Dakota? It is weird to me that the Arasham communication orb waits until Cersei is within CPR distance to finally change bodies. When talking about the wonders of the new universe, why the didn't this thing immediately trek to London and find Cersei? Also not asking for consent before going ball deep.
Are you sure you talked to Tharasham?
What else would it be?
Mad weary.
Mad weary is when an Eternal's lifetime full of memories cause a mental break. Mad weary is what I get when I watch 150-minute comic book movies that drag on eternally for a lifetime, causing a mental break. Wait, does that mean Makari was in the woods with the other Eternals, then Flash silvered all the way back to town to save that kid and back? I know she can sense vibrations, but is she like the Dean in that Simpsons episode that knows the sound of a pig fainting?
Once the others kill these last deviants, we will have eliminated them all from the planet.
Why doesn't Fastos' hologram thing know that there are deviants frozen in ice that aren't dead? As Athena succumbs to Mothers Against Drunk Driving, or whatever madness they're calling it, we are treated to yet another good guy possessed by forces beyond their control and attacking fellow good guys scene that we've seen a million times in Marvel's past. The chances of anything truly consequential happening here are almost zero. Yeah, they talk about erasing Athena's memory after this, but then decide against it, and her memories aren't key to anything important that happens later anyway, so I'm having a hard time caring.
And all I can do is erase them so that you can start over.
Why can't she be more selective with the memory wipe? Why does Ajax need to reformat the entire hard drive? There's gotta be a ton of stuff in there she doesn't need that can be cleared out, like old recipes, how to speak Latin, or Cyborg 2, The Glass Shadow.
Could our mission have been a mistake?
Probably, but the way your head is turned in the next shot is definitely a mistake.
If you want to stop me, you're gonna have to kill me.
And as history will show, all the people of Tenochtitlan lived happily ever after, arm in arm with Spanish conquistadors.
This is where we say goodbye.
Hina's mental break is what leads to this protagonist fight and break up moment, but since there aren't any more deviants to kill for 500 years, rendering this moment moot, I'm still having a hard time giving a shit. Movie stops even deader in its tracks to show the rehearsal of a Bollywood number for 1.5 minutes. Hey guys, Kumail just got here and he is super fucking ripped. Did none of you bozos tell him he's just the comic relief and isn't even in the finale?
I've been waiting for the day the world learns the true identity of the Shadow Warrior.
Ajax dead.
Jesus, Sprite, I know Kingo is a bit of a clown, but do you want to maybe be a little less brutal in your delivery of the news that his friend of 7,000 years kicked it?
You need to come with us.
I can't just go. I mean, all these people depend on me. We just started shooting this movie.
Kingo was put on Earth by a galactic super being for the specific reason of killing the deviants. How is a movie production even remotely competition compared to that?
We just got BTS to do a cameo.
The podcast? Cool. Why didn't anyone tell me?
Life affords no greater duty than to protect one's family. Remember, it's your favorite line from The Shadow Warrior 2. Voyage of Time.
Taking advice from sequels. Holy shit, this app just turned Richard Madden into Stephen Lang.
Nobody ever wonders how you managed to be the leading man for over 100 years.
That is my great-great-grandfather. That is my great-grandfather. Grandfather?
Yeah, but even if you were able to somehow fool everyone into thinking you're part of a long lineage of Bollywood actors, which is impossible, they'd still have questions as to why every kid looks exactly the same every generation. Look, Reese Witherspoon's daughter Ava looks a ton like Reese Witherspoon, but she doesn't look exactly like her. Okay, there are exceptions.
What took you so long?
Look, the strong punchy man is wearing a funny apron. Laugh, mortals, laugh!
I'm Karun, Kingo's valet.
Oh, valet. Like Alfred in Batman.
Wait, what? One of two things is happening here. Either Marvel is acknowledging that DC Comics exist, or the DC heroes themselves exist. I'm just saying, that's fucking weird, and it's going to make even less sense in 2038 when we see the first Avengers vs. Justice League movie.
It's true, buddy. We lost her.
I wish this movie would pick a lane with its tone, because this pie moment almost feels like it was played for laughs. Are we just done being sad that Ajax was murdered?
You're an Eternal, the greatest warrior of Olympia.
I know this is technically for Athena's benefit, but we are 50 minutes into this movie and are still just getting through the backstories of these characters. It's almost as if introducing 13 new super beings in one film wasn't a great idea.
Remember who you are.
Sprite quotes the Lion King to snap Athena out of her trance.
Ours is non-alcoholic for kids.
I gave you the same thing, Sprite.
These haha Sprite as a child jokes are fucking cruel, man, especially since they must know that being trapped as a child for 7,000 years is torture for her.
Thor used to follow me around when he was a little kid. Now he's a famous Avenger and won't return my calls.
Wait, when were you ever in Asgard? Or even remember Asgard if you were there? This movie made very plain that you woke up to defend Earth 7,000 years ago, and you have no idea you've been used thousands of times to defend other planets because your memory's been wiped.
Every billion years, new Celestials must be born.
More story time! I mean, I don't envy the job this movie has to do. There's a huge amount of backstory to communicate here, but maybe that's why we would have been better off with a multi-part TV series instead of this weird in-between phases movie that no one was really ready for.
In order to grow, Tiamat needs vast amounts of energy from intelligent life.
How does the Celestial harness this human energy all the way down to Earth's core? Well, it's easy, you see. Hold on a second. Let me get some notes. Also, if Tiamat needs as many human lives as possible to be born, and being born results in the destruction of the planet, the non-interference rule makes even less sense. Interfere away! Do whatever it takes to pump those human numbers up. Also, wouldn't this also mean that the Celestials would have wanted the Eternals to prevent Thanos from blipping away half the population? Good God, I hope Earth takes an epidural for this.
Celestials use energy gathered from host planets to create suns, generating gravity, heat, and light for new galaxies to form.
Did Marvel just casually slip its version of the Big Bang Theory, the origin of the species, and the f***ing Bible into this movie? This is huge! This changes everything! But will, of course, likely change nothing.
It is here that I built and programmed the Eternals.
If the Eternals are all android robot things, couldn't Arishem have presumably programmed them to be okay with the emergence? Why give them free will at all if they've been created to fulfill a specific mission?
They are stored here.
Why do you keep them?
I keep them in order to study the deviants.
So, the most powerful being in the universe needs an external hard drive to get its research done?
Every celestial host planet has its own predators. I first sent the deviants to exterminate them, so intelligent life could grow.
Okay, so once the deviants evolved and became uncontrollable, why did you keep sending them to planets to kill the natural predators? Why didn't you just start sending Eternals to do that job? Do planets automatically come with deviants?
They evolved, became predators themselves, and I lost control of them.
How? How does this galactic super being lose control of creatures that are barely more evolved than dinosaurs? And why would the answer be to create robots with free will that you apparently have even less control over?
I built and programmed you, Eternals, to be synthetic beings and incapable of evolution.
How does putting them at the top of the food chain fix the evolution issue? Surely that makes them more dangerous and more likely to pull the exact shit you're trying to avoid. Again, why wouldn't he just bake it into their genes that they can't evolve past a certain point? And don't give me that life finds a way BS, I ain't buying it.
Cersei, Ajax has chosen you to take her place.
Wait, like forever? Can't you just make another Salma Hayek to replace the previous one?
Do not fail me.
Or what? What would be the punishment for failing? Cersei's lived a long, long life. I guess you could torture her forever, but without a stated consequence, why should we care what she does?
So you're saying we're basically fancy robots?
I'm honestly shocked this secret has been kept for millions of years. Is it purely because Ajax was happy to keep it secret? But why? If this is for the greater good of the universe, why all the secrecy? Why would Ajax and Arishem assume that the Eternals would be against the emergence, especially when Arishem is the one programming the Eternals?
Every time innocent lives have been sacrificed for the greater good, it turns out to be a mistake.
On Earth, right? I'm not saying she's wrong, but her only frame of reference that she can remember is Earth's history, right?
There has to be a way Tiamat can emerge without destroying the Earth.
What the f*** even is this suggestion? You think you can have a giant baby the size of a planet emerge from the Earth's core without destroying it? There has to be a way? Cersei's phone starts ringing here, playing Lizzo, as if this long-ass movie needed any other interruptions.
Kingo, the movie star.
Bloop.
I've just been told I've been sent on a suicide mission for the past 7,000 years.
What part of it is a suicide mission? After the deviants are gone and the emergence starts, don't they get picked up, reset, and sent on a new mission? Keeping everyone awake with your midnight blacksmithing nonsense.
Come on. You know who you are. You're Athena, goddess of war.
Yes, because it's as easy as that to talk yourself out of a millennia-spanning mental illness.
Why did Arishem make me this way?
Oh, good question that deserves an answer, but we won't ever get one. Maybe they're saving it for the next Eternals, if there is one. Maybe this is why you don't leave questions dangling in every single f***ing movie.
Why did you leave?
My God, man, it was 4 minutes ago when we saw a deviant sneaking around in the trees, lurking about, waiting to strike. Apparently the deviants all decided to let the Eternals ask questions about life, the universe, and everything before they attack.
Days became years.
Tell me about it. Do the laser eyes take time to charge? Do they cause Icarus pain? I really don't know why he isn't continuously zapping the monster from Annihilation, but by this point I guess I shouldn't be surprised at Marvel for having no interest in explaining who can do what or why to who or how often. These homogeneous beings that have absolutely no other motivation than to kill are just not all that satisfying to see get beat. They don't have any particular traits that make them all that menacing, because the Eternals have a clear advantage. This isn't like Alien or Predator where the humans are outmatched and they have to use their wits or something.
Sprite, buy me some time!
Sprite appears to have Loki levels of power, but apparently a fucking knife to the neck is the best she could do to distract the Rainbow Chitauri? That Hadouken only took about 15 seconds to charge up and completely lobotomize the deviant, but for some reason, we never see Kingo use this ridiculously OP power ever again. It's one thing when you can't aim with a gun. It's an entirely different thing when you can't aim with your eyes. This Muad'Dib thing Thena is experiencing takes her out of the action far too long in these scenes. It's like the movie wanted to have Angelina Jolie, but it didn't want her to do anything. Talk about a girl interrupted.
I will kill you all for what you have done to my kind. You are murderers.
If the engineer from Prometheus now has the memories of Ajax, wouldn't he also know that these Eternals are just as much in the dark and being used by Arishem as the Deviants are themselves? And what is fighting the Eternals going to solve? Tiamat is still on the way, so why not work together? Why is diplomacy never on the table? I don't understand why Arishem can't just make another Gilgamesh. When he showed Circe how the sausage was made earlier, there were thousands of Eternals ready to go. And since these movies play fast and loose with interstellar travel, it shouldn't be too hard to order a new train to Pasan and have him sent to Earth immediately.
Dad, that's Superman!
Look here, asshole, I've already pointed out that Icarus is Superman. I even made a great joke about the Snyder Cut. I don't need you acknowledging that shit and fucking everything up. Icarus is now reading a Star Wars comic, which means Disney exists in this universe, which means Marvel exists, which means CinemaSins videos about Disney and Marvel also exist, which means I should really stop this video right now. Not because my brain is understandably broken, but because Arishem is likely listening to every word I'm saying.
I don't use my powers anymore.
You sure?
Was there not a better way to check than to risk blowing a hole in the side of the man's house? Icarus is an icky dick to IKEA. It has taken over 90 minutes, the runtime of most movies, to get the band back together. 90! I can watch Primer twice in the time it takes to watch this movie, and I would be a damn sight less confused.
A foreboding atmosphere fills the air.
I like Kumail Nanjiani a lot, but can we just skip to the part where they reunite with Makari? This is a fun deleted scene when you buy this movie on Blu-ray at best. I don't know how any of this works, but wasn't the Domo completely underground? How has Makari been living on this ship for centuries? Was there a secret opening?
It's all about streaming now. You know what you need is a Kindle.
Because Twinkies and Kindles and explaining modern things is funny! Also, every single reunion with each Eternal has been this. Oh my god, Ajax is dead? And, oh my god, you mean Arishem lied to us? And, oh my god, you mean the world is gonna end? Can we just Muppets this reunion already? I can't believe we're all back together, even all you guys who weren't in the montage.
A Unimind.
I'm wondering, can you assholes try to call Dr. Strange and see if he can help with this? That guy took on a god, for Christ's sake.
Brainstorm! That's a way
No,
better
I
name.
invented it, so I'm calling it whatever I want.
Planet Earth is about to pass a galactic kidney stone, and they think this is the perfect time to argue about naming an invention. Also, Phastos manages to ex machina this solution so fast it makes Tony Stark inventing time travel look... Sorry, I couldn't get through that. Nothing is dumber than Stark inventing time travel overnight, so 10 more sins for Endgame.
Fine. Just keep lying to yourself.
Sprite.
And there goes the team. We had a cohesive group of heroes on screen for all of 5.5 minutes. Was it good for you guys too?
I'm not who you think I am.
He's not who you think he is, cliche. Guys, hold on. I gotta go to that one place where I lost my virginity and think some things through.
How long do we have?
7 days.
Holy shit, did she watch the tape from The Ring?
But the people of this planet brought everyone back with a snap of a finger.
Well, it was Iron Man, if I recall, and several people from other planets who helped out. That didn't really have anything to do with the world population being inherently good. I think he just wanted to tie your story in with the other Marvel movies.
I have seen them fight and lie and kill, but I have also seen them laugh and love.
This is the reason why Ajax doesn't want the emergence to happen, because humans do bad things, but do a lot of good things too. That's the f***ing reason. She somehow never experienced this before she landed on Earth. Millions of f***ing years. I feel bad for interstellar life if we're the ones who set the best example.
And broke free last week when the glaciers started to melt. as the Earth's core heats up for the emergence.
Unfortunately, the idea that a celestial being is gestating inside the Earth's core is not the most ridiculous argument against man-made global warming that Twitter showed me today.
They killed an entire company of oil workers.
Such mass murder by souped-up robo-demons did not make the news at all. All of these oil workers are single, with no families and no bosses to report to, so it was kept pretty hush-hush.
I've led you down the wrong path.
Why was Ajax so certain that everyone would adopt her humans are good and worth saving policy? And why is her position inherently good? Because we're humans, so we should be on her side? What did she ever teach Icarus that she was hoping would change his perspective? Somehow this deviant has managed to rogue from X-Men, the Eternals, but how? I can believe that power-draining tentacles are the result of evolution, but that takes millions of years, and the Eternals have been around for less than 10,000. If the Prime Deviant just killed Ajax, sucked out her power, and then transferred her powers to his fellow deviants, why does this deviant get wings? Did Ajax have flying abilities? And why wouldn't they all get wings? Cry lasers.
I've thought about this place a lot.
Haha, I bet you have, stud. I bet the whole neighborhood catches fire when you wank it.
Find the point of emergence.
Why does she have to find the point of emergence? Is it because she's been vastly underused in this movie? Why doesn't Cersei already know? If she's going to get a text alert about the Celestial's birth, shouldn't she be told where it's happening? Also, since Phastos gave her a GPS hologram thing that tells her exactly where the emergence is happening, why does she even have to go? There's absolutely nothing gained by her making this trip.
Icarus? What are you doing?
What's so suspicious about Icarus getting changed? I'd wear the shit out of that thing all day.
You won't succeed against me, and I will kill every one of you if I have to.
If Icarus is so powerful, why did Arishem bother building any of the other Eternals? Why not make 10 of him?
I still have faith in Arishem, but I refuse to hurt any of you for my beliefs.
Why does Kingo go neutral here? If anyone in the Eternals is a slam dunk pro-human character, it's him. But he somehow wants to do Arishem's dirty work, which I still haven't decided if it's all that dirty. It would have been interesting to see more of a 50-50 split among the Eternals, certainly more believable than the sides picked in Civil War.
Cersei, the sphere inside of you, it creates a connection between you and Arishem. Maybe I can repurpose it and create a connection between, well, all of us.
Sure, why not? One ring to rule them all, one ring to find them, one ring to bring them all, and in the darkness bind. Ah! Was I talking to my sleep again? Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto, motto in my day.
Drig's gone. It's over.
And I shall in no way confirm this because there is no way I can be wrong. No one will be seated during the Eternals fight molten rock scene. I could have used a lot more Makari in this movie is all I'm saying. A good portion of the next 20 minutes will be super beings fighting super beings with no discernible way of telling who is hurting who, or if any hurting is actually possible. It certainly is pretty to look at. Am I the only one who is tired of having a little to nothing invested in these Marvel climaxes?
We can't let it absorb our powers. Too late.
Just imagine if this villain had been more fully formed before there was 24 minutes left to go in the movie.
I've been wanting to clip your wings for a long time. Icarus!
What, you mean even before the reveal that he was a bad guy? For what f***ing reason? Also, why is he only using this anti-elemental contraption now? Holy shit, does everyone know that Phastos can do this? This should have been plan A.
Cersei, you're not powerful enough to do this.
This works. At least long enough for Cersei to get Phil Coulson.
Because of them, now I want to know what it feels like to grow up.
Feels like this whole speech is copy-pasted from Kirsten Dunst's dialogue from Interview with the Vampire. Just feel like now is not the time and place to air your grievances about not growing up. You're upset at humans because they did stuff that was completely out of their control?
We get to start over somewhere new.
Druig X rocket ya!
Well, that was very moving.
Movie tries to make you care about Sprite's problems and then immediately makes a joke that you really shouldn't. It's a moment this movie has not earned in any way. Sprite was an actual protagonist for 95% of this movie, and there's still room to suggest the side she picked isn't bad, since it's a decision based on an interstellar reworking of the trolley problem.
I can't do this. This is your fight now.
Wait, what? Why? Why aren't we going back to plan A with the mind-controlling and... Oh, screw it. Just please end already. Try as he might, Bill Skarsgård could not keep guard from these scars. I find it genuinely strange that a celestial that requires 7 billion humans to charge its battery can somehow be thwarted this way.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
This flashback lasts long enough that the celestial should have been born by now and the Earth totally destroyed. And just like f***ing Civil War, everyone is friends again for no explicable reason other than we need to wrap this shit up. I'm in full support, but it's still f***ing dumb and anticlimactic. Don't fly into the sun! Don't fly into the sun! Please, Icarus, did not fly into the... God damn it!
Tiamat joined our Unimind.
Sure, why not?
I think I can make you human.
Sure, why not? Jesus Christ, what is this TV Ben's watching? I don't even see a digital antenna on this thing. Isn't Phastos supposed to be on the cutting edge of technology?
I think when we find, the Eternals out there, that they'll accept truth the way we did.
That's a great sentiment, but the last time we got a promise like this at the end of a movie, we got The Matrix Reloaded. This movie is really long.
Sometimes I wonder if we did the right thing.
But you followed your heart. We all did.
Easy for you to say, Switzerland. You didn't risk anything and won regardless.
So after all that, you still can't change me into a giraffe.
Well, I could next time I'm connected to a celestial during an emergence whilst performing a Unimind.
Yeah, but you changed that deviant into a tree without any of that, so why is a giraffe so difficult? The movie asked the question, why can Cersei change a deviant into a tree earlier, and decided we don't need to answer that because we'll do this other thing and we'll forget all about that later.
Turns out my family history is complicated.
I'm the Black Knight, not to be confused with the Black Knight from Monty Python, or the Dark Knight, or the Green Knight, or Moon Knight, or Knight Rider.
I will spare them, but your memories will show if they are worthy to live, and I will return for judgment.
Dude, why do you give a shit? The Celestial is dead. I thought everybody dying was a byproduct of the Celestial's birth, not a thing you use to get your rocks off. There's Uncanny Valley, and then there's the Canyon of Unspeakable Terror that spawned whatever the this is. Also, I may be in the minority, but I feel like once you introduce leprechauns into your sprawling superhero opus, you may have hit the limits of your universe.
Brother of Thanos, the Knave of Hearts.
Your friends are in big trouble.
It's your kids, Marty! Something has to be done about your kids!
Sure you're ready for that, Mr. Whitman?
The movie introduces a third new character in the last 15 minutes, and he's so new and exciting he's already been played 3 times by Wesley Snipes. Maybe!
Boring!
We sin reading, but we also sin not reading my newest thriller novel, When the Corn is Waist Hot. Now, you may be wondering what the this book is about, and why you want it in your life. So I'm teaming up with amazing people to talk about it, like these guys. So here's your don't take my word for it, take their word for it cliche. And seriously, thanks for all your support and for claiming your copy of my book today.
This beach was once a cannibal's banqueting hall, where the strong gorged on the weak.
We are the Borg. We will add your biological and technological distinctiveness to our own.
Look, I want to kill the spider. You want to kill the spider.
Next time I see you, you'll be all in black.
It was always my color.
Gilgamesh, a king at Uruk. He tormented his subjects. He made them angry.
Hey, big guy. Sun's getting real low.
Find your own purpose.
Wait a minute! What's happening to my special purpose?
Hadouken! Go! Get to the river! And my direction's not worth anything to you.
How did you do it?
Imagination.
Show me what you got!